end up on a C triad with a D in the bass, which is a, you call it an 11 chord. It's one of the many names we might have for it.
Or a C over D or something.
Peculiar nomenclature that they use in music. And that's a chord that leads to...
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is the first Wednesday that I'm doing this show on. And I'm going to be doing it every other Wednesday. It just seems to work better for me, although, oh, very good, Cheech. Thanks. I don't know what feels like it's going a little slow. Anyways, I thought today we would go over something that kind of is the whole reason for chord therapy, how to play chords, how to look at scales as chords, and understanding it. So I thought I would start somewhat from the beginning for some people. Mikey Newman, what's happening? And how is the signal up there? It looks like it's tracking a little weird for me. Is it all right out there? Mikey, what's happening? All right. So anyways, what I wanted to do was I was thinking today, I was like, how can I explain music and not discuss music, but something that people would understand? And so I thought, well, when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of pool. I know a lot of musicians play a lot of pool and billiards. So I figured I could explain it a little bit so you could understand it a little better by using billiard balls as my numbers. And so, boom, here we have the major scale. Now, imagine if we're going to play a game of 7-ball. So instead of 9-ball, it's the same thing as 9-ball, except we're going to hit the 7 last. We're going to go in order and hit these notes, these balls in order. All right. It's fairly simple to sit there and go, okay, we know we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the game. All right. What if I said, I want you to hit the 1 last, so we're going to start on the 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. We're still using the same 7 balls. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. It doesn't matter. We're using the same 7 balls. And if we're playing 8-ball, well, these are the balls. If you're solids, you have to sink before sinking the 8-ball. Now, are you going to hit these in order? You don't have to. Now, in music, everybody loves to talk so linear by saying the scale and then telling you how the scale goes. So if this were in the key of C, it would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B. But that's just the order of the notes as they ascend. We could also look at it as C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, yeah. Okay. So you could look at it so many different ways, but you could also look at it. I could say, I want you to hit the odds first and then hit the evens. So we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6. It wouldn't matter. It's the same 7 balls. Now, you might say to yourself, well, this doesn't really equate. Well, it would if I brought in all the rest of the notes. What you have up there in balls represents every note in music. 12 notes. So you would have the 1 would be the C, the 9 would be C sharp or D flat, the 2 is the D, the 10 would be the E flat, or the D sharp. The 3 is the E, the 4 is the F. So anyways, chromatically, that's every note in music. That's every scale in music is using these. So if I were to sit there and say to somebody, oh, I want you to play the, I want you to play, well, let me first explain this. So if we look down here, if we were equating music notes to pool balls, we would see that we would have solid yellow would obviously be the key of C. We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Solid orange would be the key of G. So those balls we would use for that would be 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 11. The maroon, which would be the 7, the key of B would be 7, 9, 10, 3, 11, 12, 13. And striped purple would be the key of A flat, and that would be 12, 13, 19, 10, 4, 5. Now you're saying to yourself, I don't even understand any of this, and neither do I. It doesn't matter. We're only talking about hypothetical here. But if I were to say to you, I want you to play the third mode or the third position of or Phrygian mode of solid maroon, looking at this, we could easily see that would be 10, 3, 11, 12, 13, 7, 9. Same 7 balls. The problem is most people don't know any of this stuff. They don't know what the notes are. And so they sit there and they try to talk with their hands on the suspenders saying, well, Dorian mode's a raised 6. Well, no shit, it's a raised 6. But what does that mean to you? It doesn't mean anything because it takes you 10 minutes to get to where we need to get to. So we need to speed things up. And that's why I always say you have to learn your circle of fifths. You need to know what 7 notes are available to you. And so if you were to look at these things and say, hey, I want to sync the balls in solid yellow, I could go up top and say, oh, here's a couple of patterns we could remember this by. And now, obviously, with these ball colors, you're not going to remember that. But if they were names, you would know the first one's a C major 7 and D minor. So a C major and D minor together make up the whole C major scale. You could also look it up the second way and say a G7 with an A minor. That 5, 7, 2, 4 would be a G7. The 6, 1, 3 would be your A minor. So we could look at that and we could see, I like to look things at the minor. It's just the natural way I look at stuff. So if I were to look at the 7 balls in all the solids besides the 8, I would look at it as 6, 1, 3, and then, the A minor and then the G7. And then if you could also want to look at it from what people call the Dorian, which would be playing the key of G, but playing A minor, then I would look at it as an A minor and a G major 7, that 11 ball at the end being the F sharp. And again, I know I'm just glossing over this and it's hard to grasp, but just imagine if you were to sit there and go to a pool table and you go playing a game of pool and you're playing a game and someone tells you you're on the wrong ball and you're like, yeah, I don't care. I just like to hit the balls. I'm just doing this for fun. That's what I hear people say when I tell them they should learn a few things or try to show them a few things. Hey, Lenny, they love to say, oh, I just do this for fun. Oh, who's fun? You're fun? Okay, well, go do it in your room and have fun. But, you could learn something and maybe get a little bit better. I know people, it's like the person that would be hitting those balls all over the table doesn't know that people can tell how good they are by how they're playing or a lack of playing, but they're happy in that. And me, I'm not. So again, if we looked at the key of C, now I put the letters in here. We have the key of C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. I would approach this. Hey now, Jan. I would approach this as an A minor and a G7. And sometimes I don't even care about the dominant 7, that F on the bottom right. I don't care about that most of the time. I'm looking at A minor and G major. All right, Richard, very good. So if we looked at that's how I look at that. In fact, I look at them together. I see this scale when someone says something's in C major or A minor. I think of the A minor 11 chord, which the notes in the A minor 11 would be A, C, E, G, B, D. So I can think of that and then separate that chord as 2 triads. A minor, and G. So if I'm hearing someone's playing an A minor, a song in A minor, I know that I can play an A minor and a G. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking there, well, you kind of already know that. You don't. And I'll tell you why. More times than not, people always say to me when they look at a guitar, they don't know the notes. They sit there and they try to memorize, like here, G, A, B, C, D. They try to memorize the notes on the guitar. And it's almost like if you were learning another language. Are you memorizing every word? No. The F and Ray scale, exactly. You don't memorize every word. You start to learn conversations. And as you learn conversations, your vocabulary grows. So when you sit there and someone has an A minor, and I can play, I can then see all the notes on the fingerboard. I can see the A minor, G, F, E. I can see where everything is. And I can connect them with chords. If someone's playing a C, like let's say, well, I can play the 4 to the 5. It's the major. When it goes against the major, I do like the 4 and the 5 together. So, sorry. So I don't have to play leads. I can figure them out in chords. And then if I wanted to, I could play. Yeah, of course I do, Cheech. So you hear it every song that I use on my intros are things I wrote. What is that? What is that? That intro to Chord Therapy is one of mine. The thing I do in the beginning of the intro to all my lessons is mine. The end theme that I use on everything is So anyways, no, Cheech, go to my, what the hell's it called? I forget where my songs are on. What do you load those songs on? Whatever that page is that has your own original music. I have about maybe 20 songs there. Hey, thanks, Johnny. What the hell is the name of that SoundCloud? I think it's on SoundCloud, Cheech. Just look for me on SoundCloud. Type in Dave Levine, The Big Angry. I'm sure it'll come up. Anyway, so going back, we take a look, and let's get out of pool. Let's get out of billiards for a minute. We're effing raised and Mike Siegeled out. And we see that key of C. All right, and the reason I tune this E down is because it's nice when I'm playing that there's a drone note, you know. So if I'm playing that, I can... So I'm incorporating triads into these passages because I don't necessarily need to be playing... I don't need to walk up and down a C major scale. It's boring. Not much music goes just where you go. You know, to me that's... But over this, you could also play the well, it's triads, but you can also add a dominant. You can add like a full-on chord here. I could be like... You can use 4 notes. It doesn't matter. Whatever the chord you know is. So, for instance, I like using the A minor 11. So if we look at the A minor 11, it's a tuning I made up. I have 3 songs with my band, The Big Angry, where I used it. What I was trying to do, Max, was I was trying to do give it a 7-string feel. So I wanted the low B. And so then the A string I made in F sharp. And so basically the tuning is B, F sharp, and everything else is standard. So an A minor 11 is 2 triads combined, right? We have the A, C, E, G, B, D. But it's a great chord to think of when you're thinking of anything that has A minor. Now, I'm not going to include the third mode, the Phrygian, because it's very rarely used. But so usually if someone's playing an A minor chord, we're either playing in the key of C or playing in the key of G. You're not going to see too many people playing A minor like over the key of F. It's not happening so much. And so you don't need to worry about it right now. First of all, we just got to look at the 2 common A minors. An A minor 11 works over both. And why does it work over both? Because the difference between both scales is in the 13. In the key of C, the 13 on an A minor is flat. It's an F. So we have A, C, E, right? Then G, B, D, and then F. In the key of G, that F would be sharp. So it would be... All right, so if we omit the 13, you're safe to play either way. You can play in either one. It wouldn't matter what key the song was in because you're playing to that A minor using the A minor, approaching the key of A minor, whichever one it is, but you're approaching it with the 6 notes in the scale, except for the one wonky one that you may not hear. Now, for me, when I see that like A minor 11, you know, like I love the sound of that that F sharp. So I'll incorporate stuff like that. I like throwing in the B minor on top, but to start, all you really need to worry about is A minor and G. That. And it's just a way also, if you can find them all on the guitar, you'll start to see where the notes sit. You'll see that, okay, all these. And so you start to get comfortable playing these triads. Now, once you start doing this and you get comfortable in a few keys, I'm telling you, the fingerboard's going to open up to you and you're going to be like, oh, wow. Like I can see, you can see there's the, especially like when, I brought this up the other night on my stream, but when you look at a song like You Are the Sunshine of My Life, you see that E triad sitting in 3 of the chords, and then that chromatic walk down, putting the bass notes to it is a different story with it's really beautiful that way. But just to understand what's going on and understanding the voicings and musically what's happening. So for me, when I approach a C major scale, most of the time I'm looking at it as an A minor 11 or an A minor 11 flat 13. If someone says to me, oh, this one, we're going to play a C, and I hear an F sharp in that chord, then I immediately know I'm playing in the 4 position, and I won't use the A minor and the G. At that point there, I would probably use the 4 and the 5 of the G major scale, the C and the D. But that's getting a little bit advanced. But, like if I hear this, then I'll play. But in all honesty, I'm running to E minor because E minor and D major would be the 5 and 6 chord of that key. And that to me is comfortable. And all my notes are there. Now, whatever order I put it in, just because I'm saying A minor and G, you can mix up any notes, shoot the balls in the pockets any way you want. That's what a melody is. You're creating the melody. But just to know that and knowing the chords and the triads will open up the visual capability of seeing how the neck is and seeing how the neck works. Yeah, exactly, with the different voicings. Well, that's what it's, if we play, like, I could play a D11 here. Because it's a C, G, C, E, over D. Now, in this voicing of D11, I'm playing a C major second inversion over a D. I can move it here. And now I'm playing I'm playing just a C major over D. Here, it's first inversion. And then once again here is second inversion. And you hear that in, Dr. Wu does that, where he walks up each inversion. But you should know them. You should know that D, that G. When I play the solo to Reel It in the Years, right? We got, oh no, that's a solo. In the part when it goes, are you reeling in the years? In the second chorus, stowing away the time. Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? Now the next, they play the G add 9. Tears. The lead guitar is going to outline a G major. That's 2 inversions, and then the A. And then back to the original one. And then it goes back. Anyways, but that song really is it. You know, that whole intro, right? It's the chords are G add 9, which is a G, right, with an A to an A sus2, which really could also be played as an A add 9. But and the song outlines each chord. Right, so that's the A. This outlines the G. The A again. G. A. G. Oh, that sucks, Johnny. So we then have, so that's how it's played. It's each chord is addressed, you know, which is really, when you think about it, the jazz way to look at how to solo, because jazz musicians solo to the chord, whereas rock musicians more solo to the sections. You know, you'll have like songs will be, you know, like if they're playing something like this, usually in a rock format, they would probably be playing something in the key of D with a G to A, since that's the 4 and 5 next to each other. But with Steely Dan, where they have people who are really into jazz music, not necessarily, I wouldn't call them jazz players. There's some guys in the band that were jazz guys, but I don't think everybody in the band was. I'm not sure what Elliot Randall's background is, but yeah, but so he really is just following it. And then it's the same thing when it gets to the solo, and he goes. Back to the G. Back to the A. G. A. Yeah, I would call it following the chords, Cheech. You're following the chord. So so you're following the chord, and that's what they do in that song. And that's why at the end, when it goes, "Are you reeling in the air?" It is stowing away the time. Yes, Hugh, exactly. Yeah. And a lot of people get upset because I'm not a big Clapton fan. I'm a Clapton fan as an artist. Yes, Jan. That's exactly right. The chord tones is everything. And that's why when I hear a song and I'm teaching a song, I'm listening for the voicing. A lot of people make a really big deal out of it. And to me, it's not that big of a deal. Just a lot of people, I don't know if it's laziness, but they don't listen to what the voicing is. So that's why I'm teaching these songs. They're really not for you. They're for me. So I can go back and play them. Hey, Pam. So I can go back and play them. So if I'm playing, let's see. Well, there's that, if I'm hearing a voicing, like when I heard Leave On and was playing Leave On when I was going to teach it, the first thing I did was I'm listening to the chords and I'm like, oh, the only way to play this is 5th fret capo, because that's where it all sits, and so I try to match the voicings. And the more, no, Johnny, the guy who played that was Elliot Randall. Skunk, I know there's a live version. You can watch Skunk play it, but he's not the lead on that record. That's Elliot Randall, who later played on the Letterman show. And he also does another solo for Steely Dan on a later record. I can't think of what it is. But yeah, Elliot Randall was the... And actually, on the record, he plays it. I don't like, to me, it sounds nicer with the major 7 in it, so I play it my way. So when I play it, I play. I like that F sharp. Sorry. But that's how I was going. I think it sounds prettier. And most people wouldn't know the difference. But to me, I do. But yeah, so it's important to know the chords. And also knowing this, right? And I've said this 100 times to everybody. There's a lot of cheats you can do to understand what key you're in without having to think. And reeling in the years, the opening chords are G add 9 to an A sus2. If I told you if there are 2 majors next to each other, it's always 4 and 5. So what song are we in? We're in the key of D. And that's where it wants to resolve, right? That's why it goes. Now we're in D. You're everlasting summer, you see it fading fast. Something that you think is gonna last. Now the out chords. Well, you wouldn't know a diamond if you held it in your hand. The things that I can't understand. Are you really in here? Oh yeah. And the times yeah, don't get me going on Dylan. Anyway, so is he on Sign In Stranger, Jay? I know he's on another song. Have you seen the done on Mr. 5? What is it? That's it. Yeah. Graydon's great. I mean, a lot of Steely Dan stuff I love. It's really nice, but a lot of people ask me, how can I pick apart the songs? And it's not as difficult as you think. It's a lot of slash chords. I would call Steely Dan a great introductory to jazz. They have some great players that came in. I mean, like songs like Maxine, that's not Steely, it's Donald Fagen, but that's a gorgeous piece. And there's some great ones, you know, but for the most part, like when you see like the most complicated guitar players, for me, in my opinion, is like Alan Holdsworth. And Holdsworth will always, he even tells you, if you watched his video, he looks at his fingerboard and he can see every note and all the chords jump out at him. Oh, great one, Hugh. Oh, no, congratulations. This is your Haitian divorce. Yeah. And, but he sees all the chords. So like when someone says to me, we're going to play like, and I do this all the time with Jimmy, we do. Thunder only happens when it's raining, right? F major 7 at G, 2 majors next to each other. Can somebody tell me the key? Dwight Bailey, welcome. If somebody knows, if you got F and G next to each other, what key are we in? When the rain washes you clean, you know. Right? Exactly, Atomic Punk. And that's why the solo... That's why it's just, I mean, everything's based in A minor on that song. And that's why, because we got... you got, now here you go again, you say you lost your friend. Keep my visions to myself. Right, everything's in C. Maybe an A? What's an A? I don't understand that, Jan. Stillness of the world at your side. Won't you love? So it's real simple, right? It's just F to G. Beautiful song, but I'm just trying to get you to understand how to approach these things, you know. Jan, I don't understand maybe an A. I see the smiley face, but I don't understand the joke. So basically, if we F G A in a different song is this one, and this one is C. F G A major. That usually happens when someone like I don't think so. I don't think I did a lesson on reeling in the years. We do our own little take on it, on acoustic things. So we add some chords like, I don't even know if, because we've been playing it so long in a full band. When we went to switch it to acoustic, Jimmy and I just worked out how we were going to play it. But I've never taught a lesson on it. But like, let's say I'm playing, there's that Firefall song, right? We have an F major 7, and it's in the key of C. The whole song just goes F to G again. But we have these changes to it. We pull off the C and the A to a B and a G. So we have. And once you know how the notes are in the scale, it's really easy to hear these things and hear those changes. In fact, I was working on the song Barely Breathing. And in the song, he plays, when he gets to the chorus, he goes, "'Cause I am barely," C add 9 to a G add 9, A minor. And when I listened to it on the record, I heard an F major 9. When I watched him play it, I was like, what the fuck is he playing? And then I realized he is playing the F major 9, but his voicing is different. So let me just show you. So I saw it, and when I played it just from memory, it was like. Which I'm playing C, F, G, C, E. F major 9. What he's playing is early in the song, in the beginning of the song, he's like, he plays the C minor to an A, and then he plays a C add 9 over G like this, which is G, C, E, G, C, E. Then he plays the D sus2 over F sharp. So this chord here, if you slide it up to the 8th fret, is an F major 9. Instead of doubling the C, he's doubling the G on it. So when he's, I am barely breathing. Anyways, I thought it was really interesting that I've never seen anyone play that chord. And then there was another chord he played where he plays it acoustically different than when he played it with his full band. When he plays it acoustically and he's on this chord, he just goes down to the F6, F major 7 add 13. And then when I watched him live, he played it here. Which he adds that B natural in there, the sharp 11 ballpark. I have relative pitch. It's better. It gets better. Some days it's better than others. Sometimes it's funny. I was on the treadmill yesterday and a song came on, and I was like, every song that was coming on, I was just calling off the chords, and I knew I was right. I was like, I could hear it a mile away. Sometimes I'm just like, well, I'm not hearing. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a nice voicing, that chord. If you watch him play it live, you'll see his hand go up to that 8th fret like this. Here, let me show you. Yeah, late 90s. I am barely breathing. Anyways, so yeah, the more you learn your circle of fifths, you'll learn all kinds of stuff. What do I got here? This was if you were playing in the key of D. You could play the 4 and the 5. This is just more of the same. Really, like reeling in the ears, basically. You have the F sharp and the C. And a lot of times in Reeling in the Years, when he plays that A, he's bending that C. He's like, there's a lot of that thing. They blues it a little bit where they bend the flat third to the major third. Yeah. Right there. It's like, gets a little funky. But even though, because they have a jazz feel to it, even the C against this is a sharp 9. So it still sounds good. You know? And then, but basically what I'm trying to get you to do is pick out the chords that you know from scales and keys and work those into your solos. You'll get around the fingerboard a hell of a lot better. You know, if you're playing something like in the key of C, you know, F is, you know, that guitar. You know, like I'm playing that all the way. I can't see because this one will buzz out. Anyways, but it's good to know. Now, this is an Epiphone. Sorry. Epiphone master built. It's just because the humidity, but now that my weather's changing and we're getting into spring, this is going to, I bet you this guitar in a week, I won't even have to do a setup. I won't because it's playing so good except for that one note. That one note will correct itself by next week. Yeah, that's what you need to spend the time on. So let me just show you this. A lot of people talk about trying to play outside. And now that the weather's getting nice, awful joke. Sorry, folks. I do apologize. That is rotten. Anyways, if we try to play outside, like let's say we're playing an A, right? So we can take a look, instead of thinking of the double diminished scale as this half, this. Instead of trying to figure out what the double diminished scale and what it entails, take it down by triads. There's an F. If we're playing in the key of A and we want to play the A double diminished to put tension, we can play an F sharp arpeggio, an E flat arpeggio. We could also, there's an A and E left over, so you could also add those in. But then we could also play the A major arpeggio and a C major arpeggio. Or a C7. Or a C7 sharp 9. With an F sharp. Oh, that's it. I love that. C7 sharp 9 sharp 11. Right out of the double diminished scale, right? So if we're playing, right, we can add that. Just a way for you to figure out how to get around in scales. More commonly is this one. The F sharp arpeggio up here to the A, especially if you're doing like that type of thing. Anyway, so that's a way to look at the double diminished. And then we have the altered stuff, and it's the same stuff. You could look at it like it's an E flat 9 chord over an A. And this is really important because if we look at if we're playing altered, right? So let's say we're playing an A blues. Very slowly, Mike. I can read really slow. I can write charts, as fast as I can hear the song. But writing sheet music, I suck at rests and all that stuff. But anyway, so what's interesting is if you break down the altered scale, you get this chord, the E flat 9. And here I'm playing it. And why is that important? Because when you're playing a blues and you go, that beat on the E flat 9 is a place where you can put the altered. In fact, you are putting the altered there if you're playing the E flat, the lead tone. This lead tone coming in is the scale minus the C and the A. So we could sit there and go, now I played it as a scale. So the altered, you can really start to understand it. Now you could also see chords for the altered. We could see it as a B flat major 7 to a C minor. So if someone was playing, this, and you wanted to go outside, you could go. Really cool. Takes up all the notes. But at least you'll understand. What the hell am I doing? You'll understand it. Hold on, I lost my place. And then we could see it here. If you wanted to use all the notes, you could look at it like it's an E flat 7 over to an F over an A dominant chord. B flat melodic minor, yes. But what I'm saying, I've already gone over that it's the 7th degree. What I'm trying to show you is all these triads to play against the A7 that give it that texture, you know. So if you got this chord, I could play the E flat and the F to the E flat. I do. Yes, Cheech. I do. Yeah. We go over all kinds of stuff with my students privately. It's a little bit more tailored to what they know. So, like, student I had today, for me, he tends to play linear. So we work a lot on trying to get around chords. Exactly. Good moderator, Johnny. You know, so his sensibility is to play linear, and so we work around that and we try to get some stuff, and everything's a process. It's good for me too, because then I see, you know, stuff that I could work on for myself. And usually when I work on for myself is I'm just like, it's more, I don't even know what the hell it is. I try to come up with different like sound voicings and stuff. Like I love like, you know, playing those types of songs. Bob Dylan's watching. I'm a huge Dylan fan. So yeah, so everybody does, Ben, because that's how we learn music. We learn scales, right? And that's why I don't like the modes, because the mode conditions you to thinking in this linear pattern that, oh, here's a line. Well, here's another name for this line if I start on the second note. Well, who gives two flying fucks? I can play, if somebody wants to play a C major scale, I can think of that as an F major 13 sharp 11. You know, I can do whatever I want and get those sounds. Because I can just play any note, but I can think of anything. I don't have to sit there and be like, you know, I even love the, what was that? What was that thing? It's a Walter Bishop jazz song. It's a, let's see if I remember it. Everything's in fourths, so that's B flat, so then E flat. That's it. That's everything going up in fourth. So it's like up a fourth, up a fourth, fourth, up a fourth, up a fourth, up a fourth, up a fourth, a fourth. Then it starts again. It's a Walter Bishop song. I forget the name of the song, but it's really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just try to stay away from the linear stuff. My suggestion to anybody is try to learn. Yeah. Well, that Neil Sean he does that in Lights. He goes. Anyways, fun stuff. Fun stuff. And the cool thing about Neil Sean, God, I was showing somebody something. When the hell was what was the one I was showing? And I was like, that sounds like a lot like Neil Sean. Now I can't remember what it was. Infinity's great. Patiently and when the summer's gone, she'll be there. Oh, it's great stuff. But it'll also help you with your chord playing. So if I'm playing, like if you're playing an F, right? And the next chord's a C. I like this F. I don't know if anyone knows this F. Most people play either the 4th F or the full F. I like the 5-string F with the C on the bass. Right? Into a C. But that's boring. So I like to add movement to it. So we can go lift up the middle finger, lift up the ring finger, the pinky, and then play the C. So now instead of we have adds color, movement. Simple little things, using the scale and making movements in the chords. Same thing with G. So all I'm doing is I'm using the notes that are in this scale and I'm adding them in and working them in. So the C, we have that D to C, the D to E with the C in the bass. The G. G, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would say so. Hey, Joe, what's going on? So you could just see there's a lot of movement there. Now, what I was playing here, here was this This is called a cascade lick, where I'm able to play the whole G major scale with strings ringing. So we have G, F sharp, E, and then D, C, B, and then A, G, F sharp. Is that right? Oh no, up there to the G. It's sorry, A, G, and then F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G. But I do it over the open E. And then here we outline a D. So that's a kind of a cool thing there. And so, when this whole thing started, it's all because Joe reached out to me. We were talking, and he was saying how he had this vision or a dream that I was doing this thing. And then he talked about it again when I did, when I came on and was playing chords and stuff. And that's what he was really making a comment to. And people ask me all the time, how many chords do I know? Well, I mean, if you threw 4 notes off the top of your head at me, just 4 random notes, I would come up with a chord name for it. So it's not like I know the chords. I mean, when I hear a song, sometimes like in that You Are the Sunshine of My Life, I've never heard this chord or even ever attempted this. The D sharp over F sharp. Like, when the hell would that come into a play? It's only slightly less interesting than who did it. But, they hear this, but it's a great passing chord when you get to You are the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always be around. You are the beautiful chords. Like, when the hell am I playing this chord? Never. I feel like this is your beginning. What the hell's the chord here now? And though my love, I got myself inside you, dear. Yeah, great chords. And, so I'm forced to learn these. Oh, absolutely. Stevie's amazing. He's only 9 songwriters behind Bob Dylan. If you're a fucking hipster doofus writing for Rolling Stone, that is. But that's also another thing. Like, a lot of people, like, if we looked at a lot of people don't know much about chord substitutions and stuff. And people ask me all the time, like, well, how is that a 13 chord if there isn't the 11-9? It's like, sure, you have like, a 7-13, because on a guitar we have to play a 7-13. Well, we could play, but usually we play the 7-13 as a chord substitution because we don't have that many notes on the guitar. But there are other chord substitutions, especially when it comes to loud, heavy rock. And but there's a song called "Toxic" by It's what's her name? Britney Spears, right? And it's like you're toxic. The brilliant thing about that song that I love is that the actual first half of the chorus is the same chords as the second half using tritone substitutions. So you have this C minor to E flat. Now we have a D natural. Well, this is the tritone to the A flat. And then we have a D flat, which is the tritone to the G. And then they play the actual chords. And then when they get to this G7, they do go back to the tritone, just on that last beat. So it's like... But it's the same chords because they're just tritone substitutions, and so many bands use it. You know, you hear it all the time in metal. Right in the beginning of the Big Angry, the song that plays during my lessons, we have that, you know. There's the 5 chords tritone substitution. Kathy Dennis. Yeah, I don't know those songs, but I do think Toxic is a really well-written song. I like it. When I play it like that, it sounds like, anyone here know, it sounds like Chan Chan from the Buena Vista Social Club. Dave, did you see Sig has a new small 22 with a 20+1? No, but I am hitting the range this Saturday. So I went smoking cigars about a month ago, and the guy I'm smoking with, these 2 guys, they're brothers, and turns out one of them was his college roommate, was a really good friend of mine from kindergarten all the way through high school. And so I was like, you got to message him and tell him to call me. So we went out and got dinner, and we were talking, and he told me that he got his gun license, but he wasn't sure what he wanted to get. So I was like, I got like 8 or 9 handguns. Let's go to the range. So I set it up. We're going to do it this Sunday. And so I'm hitting the range. I'll probably, I think he said he's going to pick up 200 to 300 rounds, and I'll pick up, and I have mine. So we're going to have a fun day. Barbarian Brothers? No, not the Barbarians. No. David's passed. David passed away. Oh. Didn't I hear you crying, baby? Didn't I see you? Yeah, it's going to be fun, Fez. He'll be able to shoot all these guns. I'm more happy for him because he's going to enjoy it, and he'll be able to shoot a lot of different kinds of guns. I'm going to have my I'll bring my Beretta, my Taurus, He'll shoot both my 45s, my Glock 19, my Glock 43. I don't think I'm going to bring my 33. That's my nightstand gun. And no, there's no way he's picking up rounds for it. So there's no way. I do. Yeah, it's already up there. It's strange. I did Strange Way and I did a song by Orpheus on the same lesson, but didn't I? I do the whole thing and then it's a strange way to tell me you love me. Working on a 22 for home defense. Yeah, I mean, to me, if you're going to have something for home defense, I like a shotgun. I get 2 shotguns near my bed. That's what I like. Later, Johnny. Have a great night, my friend. Yeah, I did it with you know this one, what is it? La, 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 I can't find the time to tell you. Oh, yeah, I used to, down inside. Oh, I love that song. You're getting nervous. It's exactly what it is, Michael. It's exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it's treated like this, the F sharp, because you're playing it as the 5 to the B. You know what I mean? He was trying to, the setup there is for the key change to the, he's trying to go for the, well, he's not trying, he does. He goes from C sharp minor to B minor. So the F sharp is in the bass for the as the 5. It's almost like a 2-5-1. With a flat 9 would be with the G, right? So right. Yeah. That's exactly right, Michael. Personally, I think it's you say it's like a sub, but you know when you play, and I think a lot of piano players do this because I started on piano. You think of, you know, you're playing and you have this, and then you go and half step down, so you're just playing that F sharp. I mean that D sharp triad where the F sharp hits the bass, and you really are playing a lot of elements to the chord you're saying. Obviously, there's no C sharp and there's a D sharp instead, but it's the same. It's the same idea. That's a great one. Well, don't ever break into Fez's house, anybody. Yeah, I have 2. I have a Rock Island and I have a Remington 870, which I love. I also have a Rock Island 1911 high capacity that I'm taking out on Sunday. I'll try to get some video and some pictures, Fez. I'll post them on my Instagram. But yeah, I don't know who Michael Ireland. This is the guy I like to have him talk more in the chat, because those are concepts that you know, the whole reason that change goes from to that bass is the 5. It's the 5-1. And so where you're saying that dominant flat, you know, I love the 13 flat 9. Would it be a third? Let me see. What's the All right, that is the 13, yeah. Yeah, it's such a great chord. Yeah. Oh, nice. Do you guys know the song Chan Chan by Buena Vista Social Club? That's what I was thinking of. I wish I knew. Let me see if I can find the lyrics. I have no idea what the piss he's saying. It's in Spanish. But it'd be fun to play it. Here we go. De alto. Paramacane. So it's De alto centro voi paramacane. Lego acuento voi paramayari. De alto centro voi paramacane. Lego acuento voi paramayari. Te alto centro voi paramacane. Lego acuento voi paramay. Oh, really? Well, you know, it's funny. I'm one of the few people, at least that I know, that I think of the acoustic as a different instrument, and it's played differently than the electric. On the electric, I play with a much lighter touch. At least I try to. On the acoustic, it's like you have to work it, you know, and there's certain voicings of chords you... No. Most of those percussive guys that do all that stuff, they're playing open tunings. What is that? Michael Ireland. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it would be that. Not a sharp 5. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant, Hugh. I knew you would love that. I love that record. I tried to get them to play that last week when we were smoking cigars. It's one of my favorites. And when I was living in Los Angeles at the cigar place there, they used to always play that record. And I just love those. It's actually a 2-guitar thing. I'll have to get Krellbar to learn the parts, and then I can do it with them. No, it's not. I think it's just all dominant chords. Shown, I've never heard of. Fez, I thought what you were going to say impress you about my acoustic guitar playing is my love for bread. If a picture paints 1,000, then what? You guys imagining Sean Cassidy in a coma right now? What? Yeah, he's a good player. If a picture So yeah. Anyways, my whole thing about tonight, because we've now gone way off the rails, is to look at things simply by breaking out a couple of triads that you know are in the scale, and then you can work around them. And then you learn to piece together the whole scale. If you know that C major is 7 notes, well, if I go, all I need left is that note. In Cuba. I like the way you spelled it, the way you're trying to say it, in Cuba. Been 100 years, Jan. I goes, my favorite part is when Paco comes in and plays this one. Interesting. But no, I haven't tried Spain. Paco de Lucia is awesome. Like I said, I remember noodling around on that song for a long time, trying to learn, like, you know, all the. But when I heard that, so that means the shit. You would think I practiced this shit. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't think that at all. It was a time when people practiced. Not here. Oh, man. So yesterday, I went down to the cigar shop last night, and we were sitting around talking. And someone's brought up Game of Thrones and a bunch of other movies like that, Gladiator and something else. And I'm like, I can't watch it. They're like, what? You don't like those kind of movies? I'm like, I can't watch it and not think about the amount of stink that's going on. These guys are taking dumps. There's no way to wash properly. I can't watch those movies. I had the place dying. It was hysterical. They thought I was insane. They thought at first I was joking. I'm like, I'm not joking. I'm watching Russell Crowe and Gladiator fucking throw around a sword. Then he's going to go take a dump. And then I'm like, this place must stink. My picking hand. How about now? Oh, let me move the mic out of the way. Oh, you can't really see, huh? Still can't see. Get this fucking thing out of the way. What's funny is with the electric guitar, there are times when I'll like play with someone and I'm jamming, and all of a sudden I'll go into like this where I'm just picking absolute horse shit. I'm just going like, and it just becomes hilarious because I start doing the. Doesn't matter at that point. When you're playing electric, it's like, what? What notes? We don't need no stinking notes. I like Al Di Meola. I like him. I love the Elegant Gypsy album. I like Casino. And that's about where my fandom ends around there. Yeah, there's sometimes when I hybrid Sandman, but not too much, but... Was it? I already forget it. There's a bone, and I know it very well. Oh yeah, I don't think it's hard to believe he's. Ridiculous. I have to wonder will I live? Hugh, name the tune. I think Hugh's the only one in this room that's going to know that tune. If Mike Newman's still in the room, he might know it. Be alright. Oh, it's. Yeah, Hugh, what tune was that? I have to wonder. I have to wonder. Will I live? Afraid to live. No, Cheech. Really, Hugh? Paul Weller, Above the Clouds? Above the clouds, where to be found. I have to wonder, will I be around? There you go, Hugh. How about all the pictures of the world? And all the pictures of the world. God, I can't remember how that one goes. And all the pictures on the. Wait, how did that one go? Wow, that's cool. I lived right up the street from the Civic. I don't even know the song, Sandman. Heaven on the Seventh Floor? I don't even know if I know it. I got a gig this Saturday with Jimmy in Plymouth, and then the week after it's with Emily in Plymouth. And then the week after that, it's back with Jimmy in Plymouth. And I think I have a Friday gig one of these weeks too. Is it as funky as Who Done It? Who took my baby? Who done it? Everyone in the room looks shady. Who done it? That's one of Hugh's favorites. All right, folks. I've had enough of this. We're going to call it quits. We're going to do this again in 2 weeks. If I can come up with another topic to talk about. If you guys enjoy this, let me know, because usually my nice. Paul Nicholas. I'll look it up, Sandman. I don't know it. Exactly, Fez. No, if you guys want me to keep doing chord therapy, let me know. I don't know how it goes over, because it doesn't look like a lot of people are watching it. And a lot of people don't comment, so I just assume nobody watches my channel. Oh, thanks, Michael Ireland. Except for Michael Ireland, nobody watches my channel. Thanks. Am I pronouncing your last name right too, Michael Ireland or Erlin? All right, you guys like it. I'll look it up. Heaven on the Seventh Floor. I definitely don't know it. Oh, okay, Jay. All right. Well, you guys throw a like in there. Throw a comment in there sometime. Lets me know that people... You have to understand, this thing makes me zero money. So when I put a lot of effort into it, and I will look back and I'm like, oh, 300 views. That stinks. Oh, okay, Michael Ireland. It's kind of like, I don't know if anyone's really liking it. I mean, because then nobody comments, except for the only person that comments is Joe Herave, who says, I'm here. Like when he watches it, he writes in the comments he's here, which I find funny and endearing. But otherwise, no one's writing shit. None of you guys no. Anyways, I have another Elton John lesson coming out next week. I don't know if I'm going to film this Saturday. I probably will. I always say that. Sunday. Oh, thanks, Jay. Sunday, like I said, I'm going to go to the range. I probably won't post it on YouTube, because YouTube's like, every time you post something, does this have firearms? It's like, F off. But I will probably post it to Instagram, some of the pictures and videos. If you guys follow my Instagram, it's at Dave Levine. I think that's my Instagram. I'm just looking to see what my Instagram... Yeah, at Dave Levine. All right. And then also I have a Facebook channel, a Facebook page called Dave's Guitar Channel. If you already liked it, that would be good. I sometimes post in there. And anybody else want to say anything before I go? Does a little Anissa Jones want to say anything? No, she's good. Oh, she's been dead for 30 years? Okay, sorry. Thank you, Joe. That's it. All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time. We know you have a lot of time in your day where you could be spending it elsewhere. We're glad here at Dave's Guitar Channel that you spent your time here. Hey, thanks, Hannah Baum. It's actually a week from this Monday. It's the 4th of April. The high holiday of April 4th. But thank you for that. All right. Good night, everybody. And we'll be seeing you on the Flism of Flasm.